Hi, good morning. It's so nice to see you. You, just the way you are. It's it's so funny because so my daughter was she had to do a monologue, or she's going to do a monologue for school. And she started to read the monologue. And I was like, you have to send me this monologue. I always think I get all the right information, right? All the right information comes to me, all the right information shows up in my space. It all does for everybody, right? It's just, are we aware to notice? And so in the monologue, it was about a girl who was very, very, very talking about her beautiful face and how gorgeous she was. And it made me like so uncomfortable. I thought, oh my God. And I think that's the point of the monologue, right? It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. It's supposed to. But then I thought, well, okay, why does it make us uncomfortable? Why is it uncomfortable for us to acknowledge what's beautiful about us, what's magnificent about us, that each of us have something that's really beautiful, and that everybody has a beautiful face and everybody has a beautiful body just the way it is? But how come somewhere along the lines we're like ashamed to step into our own body, ashamed of it, ashamed to like ourselves? I mean, think about that. Like, could you imagine if you're like, I'm so beautiful, or I like my body? It's not something we're taught to do. Somehow you would come across as maybe arrogant or cocky or your ego. But actually, if this is it, right? If this is the one face you're going to get and the one body you're going to get, what do you do with it? Well, you better love it, right? Like, this is it. It's not going to get any better. You're not going to like ourselves anymore, maybe. Whether we're thinner or we're not thinner, or we're younger looking. Listen, when you're younger looking, you have so many complaints about that too. Could you imagine? You ever look back at a picture and be like, wait, oh my God, what was wrong with me? Why didn't I appreciate what I look like? It might not matter, right? You might think this doesn't matter, that like, it doesn't matter that I have to look in the mirror and like myself. You might think that doesn't matter, but it does matter, because that's you looking back at you. There's that beautiful soul in there that is desperate for you to see it. And it's desperate for you to acknowledge it. And that this body right now is just the way it is. And that doesn't mean we can't improve our bodies. Trust me, we can. But we have to start to appreciate what we have. But somewhere along the lines, we were taught not to. I think it's a very interesting question. I thought it was so fascinating. I was reading the words and it made me uncomfortable. And I thought, wow, this is brilliant. This is so brilliant. What makes us uncomfortable? And why are we even uncomfortable? And maybe our thoughts about ourselves have nothing to do with our own shit anyway. Maybe it all has to do with like what we were trained from our mothers or our fathers. And it's like their wounds, and then they kind of put it on us, which is very possible because we've been raised with society, or what society perceives as beautiful and what society doesn't see as beautiful. What is beautiful? I'll say every living creature is beautiful. Every baby is beautiful. You don't ever see a baby and say, oh, well, that baby's not beautiful. The baby's absolutely gorgeous, and so are you. And maybe you're not traditionally gorgeous. But what is traditionally gorgeous? What does that actually mean? So we're today, we really need to think about it. We need to change our minds about what we believe and why we believe it, especially about ourselves, because this is it. This is our body. And I think this is what I think. I think once we have like radical acceptance for where we're at, then, only then can we change things. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. Today is a great, honestly, today is a really great day. It's a really great day to stand in the I am beautiful. You are. I am a soulful energy of love. You are. I have a huge heart. You do. I am beautiful. Say it. I am beautiful just the way I am. Because you are. Yeah, and so am I. Oh my God. Hard to say. I know. You know, Louise Hay, beautiful divine spiritual teacher back in the day in the 70s and 80s and 90s and 2000s. And she's with us today still on this day, even though she's passed on the other side. She started this thing called the mirror technique, right? Where you would have to look in the mirror. And so many of my clients, they can't even look in the mirror, and they're gorgeous. I mean, they're beautiful. I know, because I see them, I know them. Today, I know you don't want to. Like, look in the mirror, just do me a favor. Get out of your own way for about a minute and just go look in the mirror and actually look. Don't think you know what you look like and what your perceivement of yourself is. But I want you to go and look in the mirror and find one quality about yourself that you really like and say, wow, that's beautiful. And even if it makes you uncomfortable. We're meant to be uncomfortable. That's part of life. But what I will say is that it works. And when we start to acknowledge what's beautiful about us, it actually gets bigger and brighter and more beautiful. And it doesn't matter if anyone else thinks you're beautiful. All that matters is that you think you're beautiful, because you are. I think you're beautiful. I think you're absolutely beautiful. And trust me, I know. So we're going to look in the mirror. And we're going to expect to see it differently than we did before. We're going to have the courage, and it's going to be brave to look in the mirror, and it's going to be brave to give ourselves a compliment. If you have beautiful hair, and you could say, beautiful hair, I really appreciate, my curls, or I really appreciate this long hair, or I appreciate, that I have this great pixie cut, or I have beautiful eyes, and I really appreciate these beautiful eyes that allow me to see. And I appreciate this beautiful smile that allows me to smile and send my love out to the world. Or I appreciate my health. Because how we speak to ourselves really does matter, and it all is connected. And if we're not kind to ourselves, oh my God, our body hurts, we could get sick. So let's today practice just finding something about yourself you like. Radical acceptance right now for what it is. And I do promise you, the more that we have radical acceptance for what it is, honestly, the more beautiful things come to us, the more we appreciate, the more that we appreciate, the more that appreciates. And I appreciate you. I really appreciate you for watching this video. I appreciate you liking this video. I appreciate you subscribing to this video, because I actually know that if each of us learns to love ourselves just a little bit more, we get the world we want. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be this change you want for your children. Be the change you want for your out in the world. If you want peace, choose to be peaceful. I truly love you. Whether I know you or I don't you, I know you. And if you're watching this video, your energy vibration is really asking it for you to know your worth and to know your value and to know you're absolutely magnificent. And it doesn't matter what we look like. It does matter how we feel about ourselves. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying to look beautiful for the world or to have what other people's opinions are of you, but for you, because you are magnificent. Think about that. It's a miracle you're alive and you're born and you're here. And you never know how your smile could change the world, how you interact with another person. I really appreciate you. And I really appreciate you stopping in front of a mirror and saying something nice about you. And thank you to my daughter who showed me that beautiful, I'm gonna find it and share it with you guys. I was like, oh my God, I'm just gonna read it to you, because I was like, oh my God, This is amazing and brilliant. God, artists of the world, you're an artist too. We all are. So let's create the life we want. Let's create the feelings we want, and let's create our reality, because this is it. This is our life, and we choose what to do with it. I love you very much, my beautiful friend. I'll speak to you soon.